Hello and welcome once again to the Lifestream D&D campaign, Lockdown in Dunreen. I am your DM Hesper, and tonight we're joined by, well, we'll go off this list. Bubba,
Hi, I'm Bubba. I play Dunsen Snow with his faithful companion Squeakers the 14th.
and Cados,
Hello, I play, what do I play? Raine. Raine, the half-elf, bard hexblade.
and Feugy.
To play the Remy, the Half-Dwarf Barbarian.
Alright, and Aster.
I am Aster, and I play Ryan, the Shadow Menace, and also the Archmage for a few seconds at a time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry about that. And Roux, I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Hi, it's me, Roux. I play Lani.
What?
What?
Did I say Roux instead of Fucking hell, brain. Anyways.
I think after the first time, everyone just started gaslighting you.
Yeah, might as well. Anyways, and we may or may not have Khaleesi here.
Hello.
Yeah, she's
We did.
here.
Alright. So last time we left off, you guys...
She played Var the Sloth.
Yeah. You guys just had a body fall right in front of you and managed to splash blood on a couple of you. Almost got Dunsen. And the first thing you guys decided to do was try to determine on which direction the body fell from the sky and how did the body die. As there was a lady screaming in the street. Eventually, after Dunsen climbed up the wall, you guys found yourselves face to face with more guards. Oh, fun. And we're basically told to do a whole bunch of things as the situation seemed like it was going to escalate, but it managed to be talked down to until Dunsen climbed down the wall and got shot at, but it managed to be de-escalated to just okay, fine, come in and talk to our commander, or captain, I should say. And you guys went in, you talked to him. You talked to good old Master Carver, who was a Goliath, and tried to get some more information about what's going on in town out of him, but didn't seem like he knew too terribly much else. You guys got let go of into the charge of Dunsen, who revealed himself to be a wilderness ranger guard, and then decided to continue on past curfew after you were released into the port district, making your way to the area that you believe that the salts were being contained in. Finding out that along the way that the person that you stole the ledger from managed to hang himself, and finding out that once you got to the area where the salts were being kept, two guards were standing there. Dunsen decided to try and contact the guards, and in hopes that those two guards would go, but no, other guards were called to the crime scene of the guy who hung himself. After which, Ryan did some thinking and came up with the idea to have a illusory version of Archmage Grand Croix run past the front of the guards and jump into the bay area. The guards were concerned, managed to follow, heard the splunk as he dove in. One of the guards took off his armor, jumped in. Ryan pushed the other one in. As you guys continue to make your way into the area of the port district of where you believe the assaults were held, Ryan easily making his way through the lock, making his way through the building, eventually found the area, the 137 that was supposed to hold the salts. There was a note and a couple of crates. He checked through the first one, found just only silk, and then decided to check the letter and realized that the letter said that the salts were moved to a storehouse into the main cloister, basically, of Dunreen, for essentially distribution, and they were just going to pay the merchant for those materials, or, whoever came to claim those merchant materials. So saltless, the group decided to head back to the Snow Tier Inn as quickly as they could, after casting a good old pass without trace and remembering to lock the door behind them, leaving no suspicion. Well, okay, you're salty about the situation. Are you happy now?
Yes, good.
But material saltless, not moody salt. Anyways, made your way back to the Snow Tier Inn, where Master Silverbeard kind of questioned on where you guys were, giving him a half-assed response, but him just kind of being, it's late and I'm tired and stuff, just managed to, that reminds me to put my phone on silent, managed to make your way back up into the room and go to sleep for the night. And that's where we'll pick up, is you guys waking up in the morning. Just a reminder, this is the day that Dunsen's contact is supposed to be available. He told you guys to meet, I believe, if I remember right, it was between 7 and 8 at the Hang the Laughing Man.
Very
AM or
charitable of you
PM?
to remind us of that.
AM or PM?
PM.
Oh yeah, and a minor note of canon, but Hesper informed me after the last session ended that the guy shoved into the bay was the guy who was very mean to us when we were rolling dice in an alley.
Good.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought I said that to everybody, but I guess I just said that to Aster. Yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, he asked.
The man got his
Rhiennes
comeuppance.
Rhiennes pushed him into the water.
GG.
So what are you guys doing?
We get our map.
Oh, right. I'm on the map. I thought you guys were on the map. Oops.
I'm just gonna remind everybody that's what you told us. But just so you're all aware, it's time to meet our point of contact between 7 to 10 if you want to go for the black market to check on modern greed.
Excuse me, are you speaking in iambic pentameter?
Speaking in whatever the hell I grew up with.
It was very da-da, 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 da-da.
Happy accident.
So the main place I wanted to go to was honestly the Hang Laughing Man anyway, because I just want to check out the seedy underbelly of the city. But if we're going there anyway tonight, I guess we gotta find something else to do to kill the time.
Well, no, it's the morning. We have to go see him 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we got to meet him there. The point of contact.
So you have.
Oh, I thought you said
all
PM.
morning?
No, he said a.m. I thought.
I thought you said
It is
PM.
It is
What did you
currently
say?
the morning. It is currently the morning, but the session. But you're supposed to meet him at the Hang Laughing Man in the evening.
Oh, okay. I misheard you then. Okay. This is why I like 24-hour time, so there's no question. Okay.
Time is easy.
It's not military time. Shut up, Feugy.
Yeah, the guy wants to meet us at 1900.
Yeah,
It is currently a 3-digit time.
Yeah, it's. I'm assuming you guys either woke up sometime because of last night's shenanigans and probably talking about planning and stuff. You guys probably went to sleep, probably woke up about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe 9. Depends on how lackadaisy you guys want to be this morning.
Yeah, we really slept in. A nice 7 o'clock.
Hey, that's sleeping in to me.
You know, like I said, a few of you, like I said, feeling a little off. But yeah.
I'm finally
Dunsen's wide
feeling
awake.
right. Everything went well for me last night.
Yeah, Dunsen's wide awake. Just waiting for everybody else to be aroused or whatever.
So what else do we need to do besides wait for that?
Whatever else you guys want to do.
So some bullet points on our list here is we do still have the mining district to go to, but probably not something to do if we're also being waited on elsewhere. That's a bit of a commitment, I feel like. We could roam around outside. It seems like maybe a non-zero amount of ingredients could be found amongst the farmstead.
And where was the salt moved currently again? I was not. I went to bed.
From where you would have read, from them reading the note, you would have known the salt store. The salt would have been moved to a central like storage and sort of like distribution area that is like pretty much on the south side of the gates to the little keep. So it would be in this area, and you know again that because of things going on, it's a lot harder to get into that area currently, because that's like the higher end part of town.
I feel like getting that salt now is going to be another manner of espionage, and we would do better with that at night.
Well,
me being a guard, could I not gain access to go in there since I am a guard of the town?
You could, but because of the situation and stuff like that, unless they have some kind of clearance to be there, outsiders are not allowed in that area at all.
We could march over to Geralt and see if we can get permission to go in there, since we're doing this thing for the good of the city.
Yeah, because I mean, he knows we have a list, right?
Yeah, he knows that you guys have a list.
Yeah, so why don't we ask him?
Okay.
Because it looks like everything else is pretty much nighttime and out of the city wall.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's totally up to you guys. So, are you guys wanting to go to the guard outpost down there in the port district? Which I guess I should technically do that real quick. That's not what I wanted to do. Basically, right around in there is the other guard outpost. I'll type it in later.
Oh.
The one that you went to for that had master.
Master Carver.
Yep.
Are we going to want to say something other than guard post on the map so we can differentiate these better?
Yeah, I'll write.
Okay.
I'll write Gerald outpost, Carver outpost. That way, you guys have a better understanding on who's where.
Sick. But yeah, if everyone's on board, I would be interested in visiting your good friend Geralt.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Okay. So what? Leaving probably about 9 o'clock. That way, whatever, because I would say about 9 o'clock would be a good time to leave. With Dunsen's knowledge and stuff about the guards and stuff, that they go through what's going on. You know how police work. They have their meetings and stuff like that, and they assign who's going where.
Yeah.
So after 9 o'clock would be a good time to make sure that they all kind of have that everything. You're going here, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And also, we get to see the direct effects of all the chaos we caused last night. Yeah, hey, maybe that's why we don't want to see the guards right now.
That's totally up to you. Whatever you want to do.
We're gonna get questioned for it. And our Silverbeard already will thwart any alibi we have if he's asked for anything. Because we arrived late.
Well, like I said, it's just totally up to you guys what you guys want to do. If you guys go there and you get questioned and your rolls are good enough, they might just believe you.
Yeah, I'm very good at lying.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, both in character and as a player, I've been very bad at rolling dice, but I'm generally good at lying.
So I'm guessing until 9 o'clock, you guys have just kind of been up there in your room, just kind of discussing things, what you guys want to do and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking and seeing what the plans are and stuff like that. I think I forgot to ask it last session, but I need somebody that or the group as a whole to take off 20 gold from there for the night stay.
Do I get a discount because I'm a guard?
You're staying in their room, so technically you do whatever you're doing. Yeah.
I'll take it off.
Oh, I'm staying in their room?
Okay.
Shit. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you freeloading. By the way, we got the penthouse, Bubba, because I did all my ninja shit and broke through a window.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice room. This is like, you're like, wow, this is pretty damn nice, especially considered to what I'm used to living into, out in the wilderness and shit.
Nice.
This is like, you're like, oh my god, this is like so great. This is probably how you would imagine, since you probably haven't been there, like probably how the barracks and stuff like that for like the royal guards for the Jarl are. And you're like, these are really nice rooms.
Okay.
Say, Dunsen, maybe you want to get on the horn with Geralt ahead of time and let him know that we're coming?
Okay.
Maybe we can feel out the situation, see if we really want to be there.
Oh, okay. So I thought you guys said you were going to be heading there anyway. So what?
They were thinking about it, but then they kind of changed their minds because they're like, well, we don't know, we might get questioned, and then shit could go south from there. So now they want you, with your connections, to get a hold of Geralt and figure out.
What exactly are you guys going to ask him that would warrant him asking a question? I'm asking this like before Dunsen. Dunsen wants to know what exactly you're going to ask him that you're worried about raising a suspicion. Like what about if?
Okay, so last night in his district, I'm assuming, a guy hanged himself. By the way, I have the suicide note. That wasn't on his body. I kept that. So they could think it's foul play.
So are you divulging the suicide note to him? Like,
no.
Are you trying to? Okay, so why you wouldn't question that?
No, if he's gonna ask us about it, and the thing is that we were there, and we don't have an alibi for not being there.
This is a strange circumstance. Okay. Well, just let me know what you want to ask him, and I'll send him or relay the message. I'll let him know that.
The Despero party would like to know if we can get some kind of writ of passage into the central area of Dunreen to ascertain the whereabouts of the Thrismerian salts that we're after. We received a bit of a tip that they've been moved over there.
Okay, that's. I was just trying to. Actually, that was more for Hesper. I apologize. And I'm relaying the message to set up an appointment. Y'all can explain your case. So, it's like, Hesper.
Okay,
I'm gonna communicate. I'm gonna communicate
you're relaying
to
you're relaying
Geralt.
a message to Geralt to see if when would be a good time to meet him.
Yes, because I do.
Okay.
It's
Okay. All right.
there one? This is for the good. This is for, and I'm going to let him know I need a meeting set up directly for in relation to this outbreak on finding possible medicinal ingredients to cure it, and we need to get in contact with him to be able to gain access to certain areas, as these individuals are under my charge.
Okay. So
And
a
I'm-
little while later, you did get a message from Geralt on your stone. He goes, "Yes, I believe it's Dunsen. Not very familiar with you, but I do remember you're the one who got a lead about the body. Anywho, yes. Currently a little busy. Might be busy for the most of the day today. Some of my guards got pushed, jumped into, and pushed into the bay. We're believing that it has something to do with the Shadow Menace.
Okay.
There was also a hanging that you already knew about the hanging. We went looking through. We're currently investigating that. It's very suspicious that there wasn't any kind of note if it was suicide. So because of that, we're leaving it more up to a possible murder. And we believe that probably the most likely culprit, especially since he was in the area, would have to be the Shadow Menace.
Okay, so my character right now is in disbelief, and he's going to respond, "Sir, all due respect, a man getting pushed in the water and a one man hanging on a dock. Those are minor things compared to this could actually solve a pandemic, which is affecting many, many citizens in this city. We're talking, how big is this city? Is there hundreds or thousands?
Yeah, it's definitely like in thousands, possibly 10,000s.
So, sir, this pandemic that we are working on right now, that I have and do have these individuals in my charge, trying to find a cure for this, can help save thousands. You're worried about one hanging and one person being pushed into a lake, sir. Can you spare a couple minutes for some questions so we can be able to help cure or possibly save the pandemic? Thousands versus one person that got wet versus one hanging."
I felt that.
It takes a little while for the message to come back through again. He tells you that he can try to answer some questions while he's investigating currently. He says, "I can try to answer some of your questions while I'm currently investigating, but me and my men can't leave the scene yet because of this being a Shadow Menace issue. We were given orders from higher up to investigate this scene some more. I mean, we were even told by Grand Qua, especially since apparently the Shadow Menace made according to the guards, a duplicate image of himself to run and jump into the lake. So he believes that the Shadow Menace is trying to send out a message that he is greater than him. So this could possibly be an ego stroke kind of thing. But anyways, yeah, he's not happy about it. Because he's not happy about it, I'm having to work extra shit.
I'm just going to sigh into their great politics, worried about a man going swimming versus thousands of lives. And also, as for the lead, sir, remember that I grew up on the streets here, and a lot of them are not savory. So you as well know, I keep my leads to myself, but I divulge the information to those that need it. It saved lives in the past.
Sometimes, eventually he responds later. He's like, sometimes, depending on their crime and stuff, sometimes it is better just to turn a blind eye. But anyways, yeah, if you guys really need to talk, I'll be down by you get the exact area of the dock, which you guys already know is where it's at the dock area. And if you guys decide to show up, I'll answer what I can. Granted, you might only have half my attention while I'm directing my men and doing an investigation, but I'll try to answer the best as I can. Because of because in my mind, yes, you're right. We should be focusing on the pandemic, but at the same time, Grand Claw is very convinced that this Shadow Menace has something to do with the pandemic, so therefore is taking precedence.
Okay. I'm just gonna respond saying, Roger that, sir. We'll be bound down as soon as possible. Whatever time you have, we will take.
Okay.
And I'll let the group know, see what they want to do.
Yeah. He doesn't respond back to your Roger, so he understands. Yeah. A short while after your message, while you guys are in conversation, you do eventually hear on the door, you do hear on your door there. And you hear on the other side, it sounds kind of young, and you hear, like, young male. You kind of hear, I have a delivery for a Dunsen Snow. I was told that he was here. Hello?
Hey, Dunsen, I think it's for you.
I'm gonna go open the door.
Wait, I'm
yeah,
inspecting a package?
Well, I mean, you don't know what you're expecting, but anyways, yeah. Hello,
I don't
Can
know.
you sign for this?
Okay, I'm gonna go straight off the get-go. If my character doesn't know what I'm receiving, I'm gonna say package. I did not request no package, nor am I aware of any said thing.
Oh,
So, anyways, you open up the door, Roux. I'm guessing Dunsen's kind of behind, just like talking about not knowing an idea about the package. You open it up. It's a young teenager, human, male, dirty, greasy, kind of like black hair, brown eyes, kind of dirty skin. Has a a satchel on one end, over one shoulder, landing up against the opposite hip. And he goes, "Yes, I got a delivery here." And he pulls out a small envelope for a Dunsen Snow. It's from some guy called Sigmund. I'm just the guy who delivers. I'm just one of the people who delivers messages around here. And he holds up the letter.
Okay. Being as he says it's from Sigmund, I'm just going to make sure he's telling the truth if it really is.
Yeah, he is absolutely. He's
Okay.
just.
I'm taking it from him then. Thank
Add
you.
modifier.
Oh yeah, my character is.
That's what Bubba wants to do. He wants to insight everything.
My character knows shit.
So you open up the letter and start reading. I sent you a message about what's inside the letter.
Can I see if I can read it over his shoulder?
Sure, why not? Go ahead and I guess roll me a perception check.
Do I get to see if she was reading over my shoulder?
Roll me a perception check. Yeah, just roll. Yeah, you have no idea. Lani's kind of. You're too engrossed in reading the letter, Lani. You manage to look over his shoulder. You get about half the message. You see that the message comes from this Sigmund person. It seems to, from the little quick reads that you see, it says stuff that seems to be doing with last night's event. Some theory that he has about your group. Says that he's not feeling good because he was shoved into the bay. He believes he's sick,
Wait, Hesper.
And
Hesper?
huh?
You never told me that the guy they played dice with was Sigmund. And you didn't... I didn't know that was him. Wow, okay.
Yeah. And he also writes to, and you see something in the towards the very end, his theory of the group must be working with the Shadow Menace.
Okay, so she didn't see part of my letter, like you said. She just saw the whole thing.
She didn't read the whole thing. Like your fingers were in the way in certain spots, and just the
Hesper,
way it
you
was.
just
Like
you
your
just
arm.
read the whole thing, though.
I read the general. She got the general gist, not the actual like full letter, which
you
is
got the
basically
full
what I
letter.
gave you too.
Yeah, you gave the full letter. So, oh my god. Okay.
Let's just think of it as situational irony, only we can't do anything about it right now.
So, anywho, yeah. So, apparently, from this letter, Sigmund is a little under the weather and staying home.
All right, I'm gonna play it off like I didn't read it, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, hey, is that anything important to Dunsen?"
Roll me a deception check. Unless Bubba's just gonna let it happen.
Well, I'm talking to
Aw.
Feugy. Hang on. What is going on?
I'm talking
Lonnie
to you.
wants
I
to
want.
play it off that she didn't read the letter at all.
Well, my character is already dumb in the fact that apparently he read it in front of everybody. So, I mean, I don't know why my character would do that, but that's fine. But
Okay,
no,
well,
if they want to ask me something, like my character is completely fine. If she plays it up, it's like, if you guys want to know what the letter says, I'll read it to you.
and you guys are regaled by a lovely story by Dunsen about how Sigmund has more of these plot, theories about you guys, and him working with the Shadow Menace, and him being sick and at home,
Wait,
and
it's exactly what
What?
you just told them. Yeah, that's
yeah,
okay.
I know. I'm just I'm playing it, okay? Let
Oh,
me
okay. Go ahead.
let me have a little bit of fun, yeah. And like you just regaling you guys of this story about what happened to Sigmund, and probably the one part that that probably didn't care at all to Roux is probably reading the last bit, hoping that you know he that Dunsen catches you guys and the Shadow Menace, especially now that he's sick and stuck at home.
So does this what's his name? Sorry,
Sigmund.
Sigmund. Does he know that Dunsen is working with us right now?
Obviously not.
Okay, just making sure because I'm not sure if this is kind of like a double agent sort of situation going on.
Hi, it's me, the double agent.
Yeah.
Ryan is listening and grinning ear to ear.
As far as you can tell from this, yeah, that's about it. Like I said, this whole ordeal probably takes at most like 15 minutes to kind of get through. A read, discussion, read again. So yeah, totally up to you guys. If you guys want to go talk to Gerald or not, or what you guys want to do.
So, Dunsen, do you think we're working with the Shadow Menace?
Okay, I'm really kind of confused, right? So, Hesper, let me back up. So, you're saying when I jumped down from the building in front of the guards, there was multiple ones that's already suspected the group. Did they not? Does nobody suspect the group as a guard in the city at all? Because that would have gotten around, I would assume, in the dissemination of information on.
This one guy in particular really had it out for us.
Yeah,
and Gerald kind of had to talk him down.
Yeah, this guy does not believe that the group, and you know this by reading his letters, this guy does not believe, no matter what, that the group is innocent.
Okay, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about when I was down with the guards. This guy's a guard, obviously. So was
Yeah,
that whole
he's-
was that whole
he's-
encounter of me jumping down in front of guards and explaining to him, was that information not disseminated amongst the guards about this group?
It could have been. It could have been done later. If you're
Understand.
wondering why Sigmund might have not gotten it, he could have been distracted with the guard duty and his theories. And now that he's stuck at home, he probably, if it was relayed this morning, then it has probably not gotten to him because he probably is like, "Yeah, I'm sick. I'm not coming into work today, guys. Achoo."
Okay, and now, for my knowledge, has this menace, other than being wanted, has he committed any murders in the town? Because I don't know if I've been given any information on that.
No, but it, just because of what's going on and stuff like that, it would more than likely seem, just from your estimations, that this, like I said, it seems like Grand Qua is believing that the Shadow Menace has something more and more, that Shadow Menace has something to do with this, and the beginning stuff was just the beginning stuff, and now he's like ramping up the murders and shit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to look at that question then that was asked if I believe that... Wait, did you ask me if I believe you guys are working with the Shadow Menace?
Yes, as a joke.
Okay. Okay, well, my character is going to be seriously and looks at him. It's like, as I told you before, I was told to tell you all as a suspect group. I said this Shadow Menace, as far as I know, has not committed any murders that I am aware of, but right now my main priority is to the city on finding a cure. And that being said, plus side, if you guys are working with the Shadow Menace, I'll find out either way. So you all are not leaving my sight.
Okay, hey, when our characters first met, Bubba, you told me straight up that you knew I was the guy on the wanted posters.
What? Wanted posters?
I think Bubba was confused, and now
What
that's
the
just the way
fuck?
I'm
We
confused.
talked about this.
What the fuck? hey,
I said, I
what's
remember,
happening?
Okay, I recall, I thought, wait, what? Okay, I thought I recalled not saying that I did not believe you guys were that group. He's talking about like how I described you?
I
Okay,
thought
my
you
fault
had,
if I don't-
immediately outed him out.
Okay,
How did I out you
we
out?
met
Remind me.
while the Archmage Grand Claw was giving like some big speech in front of the Temple District mega church or whatever, right?
Yeah, I vaguely
And
remember how that went.
you basically walked up to me, and like the first things you said to me was, like, so you want to tell me why your physical appearance matches the guy on the poster? And you're
wasn't
referring
out
to
there,
like
it
wanted
was-
posters with like illustrations of me.
It was in the Snow Tier Inn, not out in the Temple District,
Oh,
that this happened.
I thought it was like out in the whatever. Okay.
But yeah. Anyways. I mean, Bubba doesn't remember doing it, then I guess Dunsen doesn't remember doing it, therefore Dunsen hasn't put one and one together or whatever, I don't know.
I don't know if that makes my situation easier or harder.
Anyways. Huh?
I said that's a very good question.
Anyways, so going to Geralt or just waiting until the meeting to go to the Hanged Laughing Man for Dunsen's contact?
Well, let's go to the captain.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'm reading my notes. I apologize as far as things go because I have like a giant page of shit that I got to keep track of as well. So I'm going through them now.
Oh, wasn't the thing I wrote up?
No, it's the thing that Hesper has. Like, I got a page and a half of like 30 bullets of crap, and that first day was a lot of shit that I was trying to keep track of and go through. So I'm trying to go through it. And I
Yeah,
remember at the church, but like I got a description of what the character was. But from what I understand, I thought I must have misread something as far as.
Yeah, you
I
pretty much
pretty
came up to me and you were like, "Hey, you're the bad guy we're looking for," and like my character then proceeded to have like a big like cold sweat moment.
Oh no! I went to the group and said, "The group is what I'm looking for," and I described each one of y'all because y'all stand out like a sore thumb. And then I described you, which is a suspect, and I said you were a suspect of it, that they are claiming as it, and that's why I was following y'all. So I did describe you, and that's why I came to you guys in that inn when we talked. Because I'm following your group because you all stand out like a sore thumb, and you match the descriptions of the suspects that I'm going into. Now, my character hasn't seen you jump shadows because one of the things when I was
have seen him.
You
jump
have seen it. I
shadows.
teleported behind you.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, that was in the session 4. I was referring to the first session I didn't know, and then you teleported behind me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. In the inn, yeah, I think they're suspects, but like I don't think as far as
Hey,
the men.
please tell me so I know what the hell I'm doing. Does Dunsen know that I'm the Shadow Menace?
I believe if I remember the sessions right, you did reveal that you are quote unquote the Shadow Menace, but
so he revealed.
I told you I'm an assassin, and you were like, well, okay.
Well, my thing is, okay, there's a suspect like going around. Like I don't know if there might be another person, but as of right now, with their motives, I don't believe that they're causing issues.
Right,
is what I'm getting
whatever,
at.
And whatever Ryan does, that might be similar to the Shadow Menace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm being given a lot of evil shit that this person's doing, and this group is not doing evil shit. So how do I know that there might be another crazy person out there doing it? But right now, even though he fits some of the descriptions, I do not believe he was a suspect, and I reported that back.
Okay.
Because of their intentions. So far, yes, I know that you fit some of the stuff that could be done, but what's been described to me in reports, you don't fit the deviousness that is causing the pandemic in the city, of which I am to follow you for. Does that make sense? So that's how my character's playing.
Oh man, okay.
So you haven't done anything malicious on my side to suspect anything from a Dunsen point of view. Because what's been described to me is somebody that's very malicious, whereas your group is trying to actually find a cure and help.
Okay. We can save that surprise for later then, I guess.
I guess. Alright, so as you guys make your way over to the crime scene that you guys went to last night, today it is not snowing extra snow today. It's cloudy, and a little windy. You guys know what you want to do if you want other information.
Okay, so are we going to Geralt?
That's what I heard from everybody else, is that you guys are heading over to Geralt. And I've already declared that you guys are heading over that way, and I just gave you the easy-to-describe weather report.
Okay, forward march.
Anything else you guys, if you guys want to be on the lookout for anything, just let as usual, just let me know. Otherwise, you guys are just going to walk through. The town seems to be about the same, still cautious, very few people in the streets. As you make your way over to where Captain Geralt is investigating the crime, there seems to be about 3 other guards here helping him. Seem to be all from probably this port district, just from the look and wear and tear of their uniforms and such. Geralt's not really paying attention to you, so as you guys approach, you guys are going to have to herald him to let him know that you're here. Otherwise, he's going to continue working because things.
I herald him.
He turns around and it's like, okay, I don't know why you're sitting there yelling so excitedly, little, he's not the most familiar with all your names. But anyways, you guys approach. He seems to be obviously paying attention to you. He kind of gives you like a little acknowledgatory wave as he seems to be also ordering his men as he waits for you guys to approach. The body has already been taken down off of the pole, so it's no longer there. They seem to be searching anything else that they possibly can find. So, you guys are here. Captain Gerald, what do you want to do?
Hey, hey there, friend. Long time no chat. I was hoping that we could get some kind of written permission to go into the center of town. We have reason to believe that the Thrismerian salts we're after are contained within.
Okay, as he just kind of says, so you're wanting into the area of town, he kind of points off in the direction. That's basically the walled off area before the keep.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know what it's called.
It's he doesn't really expect you to, because he knows that is essentially for the quote unquote like upper echelons and stuff like that, and he kind of gives you kind of a oh boy kind of look of well, I mean, I know that you need that for your fizzle spark list.
Yep.
By the way, how's he doing?
Oh right, yeah. He's fizzle spark. That's all I gotta say about that. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I got so much going on right now in my head. Now you dropped on this needing to go in here and how fizzle spark's doing. I got all this as he kind of points behind him. I got Grand Claw breathing down my neck. It's just a whole bunch of things as he kind of holds his hands up to his head, just kind of shakes it, his hands back and forth, just kind of letting you know that there is a crap ton going on in his brain right now.
Well, hey, listen, actually, since we're here, we don't have a lot going on right now. Is there any way that we can help you out with this investigation you're on?
I appreciate the offer for this, but at the same time, I know Dunsen vouches for you. I heard from Master Carver, Captain Master Carver, but outsiders, citizens, I just, I'd get in a lot more trouble with Grand Qual if I let you rather than, having to do it ourselves. Even though I would personally not mind having the extra hands, I have a certain order that I have to follow. Just one of the issues with leadership.
Man, it really sounds like this town just does not want to be saved.
I mean,
What if you deputize us?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, deputize us.
I mean, honestly, how much red tape can possibly be remaining in this town that keeps hemorrhaging people?
you would be surprised, and as he says that, and you think about it, and knowing that person is still around, Dunsen, you do know that there is since you've personally dealt with him before, via your stone, and the rest of the group has heard him, that there is definitely still a very much stickler bureaucrat somewhere in the ranks. Oh, as I say that, Bubba is AFK. Great!
Sweet. How much of this
anyways.
conversation is like out in the open? Like about said upper echelon guy?
Oh, what I just said about the
Yeah.
about
None of it?
the bureaucrat guy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, none of that was said out in the open.
Okay.
That was just the internal Dunsen thought that apparently did not get the Dunsen,
Got it.
unless Yugi told him. But anyways, he goes and Captain Drill's like, that might take longer than you know, getting the official recognition might take longer, and even I'm not absolutely sure even if I can get you guys access to that section of town. I can try if you want me to, but I have a feeling that I am going to have to deal with let's see here. Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to deal with Gasket Brook.
You can't
Is
just
that
give us some
the guy
soldier?
above you?
It's hard to say. It's not that he is above me in quote unquote command, but more along the lines of a pencil pusher who's supposed to quote unquote keep things orderly, should we say.
Sounds annoying.
Yeah, anyways, if you want me to, I can go ahead and I can ask that stuff. But I can't guarantee anything. It'll take me a couple minutes. I don't mind if you guys listen in on it because it does pertain to you and it's nothing sensitive. So just give me a minute and I'll go ahead and call that in. As he picks up his stone and starts talking into it, you hear him. Yes, I need to. Yeah, I would have to do that. I have to be. I'm sending this out to Gasket Brook. I have 2 requests that I need to make forward. I have a request for those who are outsiders who need access to the central bastion, and then I also need request permissions to being allowed to deputize some people. And it takes a little while, and you hear once again kind of a very familiar voice. Yes, if you're going
That
to
fucking
want that,
clown.
huh?
I said that fucking guy.
If you're going to want these to go through, I need Form 16D 32Z to be filled out, and also Form 169 D 374A Addendum D to be filled out. So I would need you to come back up here to the office to fill those out. And filing and processing for that could possibly take, with the situation, probably 2 weeks to get
But
processed.
it's a pandemic. It's a national emergency.
How
Yes, he
big
kinda
could he
has this stone
possibly
in your-
be?
Is he has this stone and it kind of goes through and he just kind of pulls the stone away like shit because your thing just goes through. I don't know who you have there with you, Gerald, but I'm sorry, but rules and regulations are in effect to essentially keep order even during such a trying time, miss. I am not a person who can change the rules. I am just the one who makes sure that the rules are followed. Now, if you would like to get these rules changed, please contact your nearest governmental representative. And I can tell you, have a good day. Gerald, if you want those forms filled out, I will see you at the office. And Gerald's like, well, putting away his stone, that's what I have for that.
So, Gerald, I have some questions for you about that guy.
Sure.
This whole process seems a bit overly obtuse and complicated for what it is. You think he's doing it on purpose? What reason would he have for... Like, does he have some sort of ulterior motive to making sure that every process gets caught in red tape?
I have no earthly idea how the processes and ideas and wild imaginations of gnomes work.
Okay, I have a question for you, Captain Gerald. So, because of our circumstances, would you be willing to look the other way if we were to, I don't know, help you create some possible paperwork documentation that states that you received the approval of these individuals to be deputized due to the circumstances?
Well, under normal circumstances, I probably would be okay with it. But considering that I know that as soon as I have the paperwork written about the deputization, it would have to go through, it would have to be given to Archmage Grand Croix. And personally, I have enough shit going on with him right now that I would much rather prefer not to deal with him. He can be very exasperating at moments.
Could you possibly state that we are at a consultative basis, and so we need access to that place, as opposed to deputizing us? Because we could be private investigators. If you could help us fabricate some documentation to make it look like we're private investigators, we'll be out of your hair.
I personally do not have the means to do that. I don't even have the required crests that they give out for that. I mean, unfortunately, my hands in this situation are pretty much tied to get this process in 2 weeks, and who knows where we'll all be in 2 weeks. I know it's stupid, but unfortunately, that's what I'm having to deal with. There's only so much that I can do with making sure that I maintain my job. I didn't care about it.
Either you can help us and you deal with the consequences and maybe you lose your job in 2 weeks, or you don't help us and you lose your job because there's no city to have a job with.
Roll me a persuasion check, Remy.
Here we go!
Go, Remy, go! Aww.
Finally, Feugy plays some D&D.
He tells you that might be true.
And I want to piggyback on that. We have documents.
He tells. Well, I was getting ready to say that he has a little bit more to tell. He's like, I might not be able to help you, but there might be somebody in this town who can. I don't know who that would be, unfortunately. That would have to be up to you guys to figure out who would be able to help you. But as the current circumstances stand, I need to focus on figuring out how to stop this epidemic as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Geralt. We've taken up enough of your time. I see you have a very busy investigation ahead of you. We'll be around the area. Maybe if we find anything, we'll give you a heads up on it, okay?
That'll be appreciative. I know that you guys are going with Dunsen, and Dunsen has a way of getting a hold of me. I'll see if I could get that paperwork pushed any sooner, but I doubt it. I mean, it's hard to get Gasket Brook to do anything that is not, that is quicker than what he deems as appropriate. I mean, part of me wishes that the Jarl would just fire him and find somebody else.
Okay. Well, off we go. So I guess after we walk in a direction a few paces, I say to the group, you know what? Hearing that Gasket Brook speak really inspired me, and I think I want to write a suicide note. You guys in?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm in.
What's going on?
So I currently have the genuine article of that hanged man's suicide note.
We can replicate it and change it up a bit.
Yeah, I want to forge a copy of it that doesn't mention any, I guess, like, criminal activity. Like, intrigue around that guy.
Okay.
I want to kind of come together and as a group and, make a new note for this guy.
Okay. And where are you creating said note at?
That's the thing. I definitely not an alley. Somewhere a little bit more private.
For the closest place to you that you know of that's kind of quote unquote public would be the Siren Song Tavern.
Let's see how busy it is.
Would Dunsen be able to suggest a good spot though? Like I know in the ins and out of all the city. And I should know a good story.
Roll me an intelligence check.
So my character
11.
doesn't know his own city.
You don't know of a place that could be easily publicly accessed that would offer a good amount of seclusion. You kind of feel like Siren Song might be your best bet just because of the lower lights and the possibility of just kind of keeping away from others.
Man, you have a low bar for what's considered, malicious activity.
Got a lot of what?
Not really in this circumstance. The guard's not helping. I know the suicide note, but I don't know.
We know it's a suicide. We know it's not murder, so...
So, yeah. I mean, not malicious when you're trying to actually save a city.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you going to go to Siren Song then, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make your way to Siren Song. And as you make your way in, you notice that behind the counter is Eldrin.
Mm-hmm.
And there are currently no other patrons in the bar. And she is currently talking to one of the guards. The guard turns towards you guys, notices you, turns back towards Eldrin, and Eldrin tells you guys, If you want, I don't know how long it's going to take, but you can take a seat. Unfortunately, I'm a little busy at the moment, so I won't be able to serve you until I take care of this fine gentleman's questions.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so she seems like she's a little preoccupied. You're more than welcome to stay, but she doesn't know how long it's going to take her to answer all the questions and get through all of this.
Well, everybody else can sit at a table and you can start forging, and I'll stay up at the bar. So as soon as she's not busy, I'll be able to distract her a little bit by ordering a round of drinks.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'll start
yeah.
in with Remy.
Should give you enough warning to conceal what you're doing.
Yeah, basically, let me know if I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work. Some sort of signal if like the guard turns. I don't know. Because there's literally a guard right there. But I mean, like, I'm just writing a note. Like, I don't know.
I'll play some music. I'll be a bard and play some music. Do my job.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, he's
Okay,
just writing a note in a bar, though. Like, I don't think it would draw attention.
yeah, that's true.
Like, why people don't write, like, when they're just hanging out drinking, don't shoot the shit, write random shit.
I do have kind of an outwardly bard-like appearance, I would say. So I could just be like writing poetry or something.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm going to play it off as I'm playing music to inspire my brother to write poetry, and I'm going to do a little performance.
All right, roll me either your instrument or your performance check, whichever one you want to do.
Oh, okay. Why do you have question marks next to it?
Because when you click on the instrument, because the way that the tools work, I found out that there's a whole bunch of more shit you can do with each of the tool sets.
Uh-huh.
Again, I'll post that in. So it's basically when you click on the tool, it'll ask you which stat to use. For playing the instrument, it's charisma.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right.
Okay, 16. Do you have a lute?
I have a lute. She can borrow mine.
All right. That's fine with me.
Lute. I have a lute, ocarina, and a lyre.
You might. I don't remember. That's why I was asking.
I have a lute, a lyre in my. Where is my ocarina? Can't find the ocarina in my items, but I do.
I might have forgotten to write it down. Yeah, but I do know that you had an ocarina. I knew that much. Anyways, all right. So you start playing some music. Give me a second here. Yeah. It it takes it takes a little while. The guard seems to be in Remy. You're up there talking. He seems to be talking to her. You notice that the guard's getting irritated, and he turns around towards you, Raine. He goes, "Do you mind being quiet? I'm having a hard time hearing the owner of this establishment as I'm asking her questions. The less I have to deal with whatever you're doing, the better."
Alright.
So it seems like you've caused a little bit of suspicion, and he's a little agitated at you.
Just trying to kill time until I got a drink.
Well, if you could be quiet, please, until I get done with this, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Sure thing.
Okay. So, anyways, so you are. Let's see here. All right. So I would say either roll deception, or actually, you know what? We'll just make that part of your forge.
Well, I have some questions for you, Hesper.
Go for it.
I have a spell called Illusory Script. I was wondering if that helps me in any way. Alright, I guess
Illusory script basically
it's for
you
like
write
making
on
a
piece.
secret message.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So go ahead and add back that spell slot.
Oh god, I just saw a spider. Hi, spider.
But anyways, yeah, I would say let's go ahead and do that. Either roll deception or performance, your choice. And then I need after you do that, I need what you're writing in this note.
Yeah, I gotta come up with that.
The general gist is fine. I just need to know what you're planning on writing. But first, I need that deception or performance check. Yeah, it's just you seem to be writing. You're a little worried when he turns around and starts talking to Raine, but he doesn't seem to pay you any mind. You just kind of seem like you two seem to be working together, very that kind of flamboyant, kind of close. He's just like, "Ugh, whatever," and he just kind of turns back around and goes back to questioning. So it does not seem like he is does not seem like he is basically
Putting two and two together.
questioning you. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be questioning what you're writing. Excuse me. All right. So I need to know what you're writing in the note.
Does everyone have access to the note? The note's near hanged body?
I think so. Let me see.
I
I
thought
want
gave it to
input.
everyone.
Yeah, oh wait. No, that's a list. No, I don't. All I have is the dock leisure and the list of ingredients.
It's at the very top if you have it.
Oh, yeah, never mind, I do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just realized that I scooted it down underneath Bizzle's part. Sorry about
Okay.
that. Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Now it's under letters. Alright. I want input. Because I think there's some stuff in here we don't want being found out, and that's why we took this in the first place.
Well, like I said, I just need the general gist. Like, I don't need it like word for word, so on and so forth.
Do we want to pin the reason for his suicide on anyone
guy.
else that we might have met?
Well, I want to pin it on the guy who's in charge of all those document pushing, paper pushing. Because of him, this guy is like gonna commit suicide.
There's too much damn red tape in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get anything done. I can't do my job. There's just too much red tape.
Yeah, there you
Well,
Would Dunsen
Well,
know if this guy also happens to work under Gasket Brick?
He would not because he's not overly familiar with exactly. He would assume that there might be something that he would have to do with him, but being absolutely sure, he's not entirely sure about that. I would say though that Feugy, your idea about the red tape and stuff like that, you're technically sitting at the bar, so unless you're yelling across the group, back to the group.
Well, that's
They
kind
don't-
of the idea that I had too. Was either getting it back to that guy or getting it back to the Archmage somehow.
Yeah, well, I was just letting Feugy know that because you're on lookout technically, Feugy, that don't try the metagame ideas into them. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Feugy. But yeah, so far the questioning seems to be going on, Feugy, as they're trying to figure out what to write. So you're basically changing the suicide note to have to do something with there's too much red tape
Yeah, like, I can't get
And
anything done in this town. I can't do my job. I feel worthless as a fill-in-the-blank dock worker, whatever this guy is. Like, I feel worthless at my job. I feel worthless at home. I feel worthless as a person, blah, blah, blah. You know, like that kind of thing. Basically implicating the fact that, like, the reason for his suicide is not the loss of a document, but rather, like, he's just not able to get anything done at work.
Okay.
Spider on my fucking leg. I can't catch a break tonight.
Okay. Who are you blaming?
Yaska guy. The guy that was...
I don't know if we actually write that in the note. Like, I'd rather just, like...
Or just leaving it ambiguous. Or, you know, like,
Yeah,
basically...
Just put the guy that kept giving me lists of all these forms that I had to do. And it's
I think we... Yeah, I think we discussed the symptoms and not the disease here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay. You seem to be, you know, you're pinning out this rough draft first, so you have your ideas written down. As you're writing this down, you're like, oh shit. What do I put down for a name?
Oh.
Because there is no name written on that letter.
Didn't I have his name on the ledger?
You can check.
I don't know if you want to check it in here.
Well,
Oh,
like I
yeah.
said, the Feugy, I mean, like I said, you haven't heard like a, oh yeah, you know, I want a round of beer, or, you know, any kind of commotion because they're getting ready to get done talking. They both seem to be very much busy with the line of questioning that he is going through. Which, by the way, Remy, you hear that? Yes, a lot of this, all this questioning is having to do with the guy who is assumed to have been murdered by hanging at this point.
Okay. Maybe we can try to figure out his name through, like, listening in on the questioning, or waiting until the tavern lady's done with him and we can ask her what the guy's name was. I mean, we are
Or
still
you,
writing it down.
or you could also.
I would... am I, like, completely unable to do anything else while I'm forging this note?
You are pretty busy in figuring out this note, yes. But if you need to find out information, you feel free to ask. But other
I
than
would
that,
like to awakened mind over to Remy and see if I can get Remy to get this person's name for us. Or rather, hey Remy, could you possibly tell us what, discreetly tell us what the gentleman's name was who committed suicide?
This is a two-way. Is this a two-way?
I think it's a one-way.
I think it's a one-way. So you're gonna have to, you know,
This is gonna be great.
come up with it on your.
They haven't mentioned the name, have they? Talking about
No,
him?
they haven't mentioned the name. They've just been using the general of the you know, like the body. You know, just using general terms. They have not been addressing the body by name.
Okay. So I kind of lean over at him and I say,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard about him. I hear you guys talking about what was his name? The guy that the guy that hanged himself. I've seen him around here before, but I can't for the life of me think of his name.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Yeehaw!
Ten. He looks over at you and he goes, "Sir, I'm conducting an investigation right now. Um, I am not at liberty to disclose any names of any victims and or perpetrators during this investigation currently with those who are not associated with the city guard."
Oh, but that's where
Um,
you're wrong, sir. Our friend Dunsen here was the one that made the call stating that he had a lead on identifying a hanging body in this area.
okay. Do you show any form of your guardship rank, Bubba?
Is Bubba AFK again?
Oh no.
Oh, he's back. He's
Alright,
back.
sorry.
Oof, ouch.
Show us
Say again?
your badge. Your badge.
Alright, I
To
show my
this
badge.
guy.
Shows your red. All right. Well, sir, I can disclose information with him, but I cannot disclose information with you.
Um,
Personally.
Captain Geralt was he was asking us to assist in the investigation as consultative private investigators. But if that's how you're going to be, could you at least talk to our friend Dunsen over here about it?
I'll put up my ears. Don't worry.
Roll, because you're technically deceiving because you haven't actually been deputized or anything like that.
Yeah.
Roll a deception check, just flat.
Me?
Yeah.
How do I do flat? Oh
Flat
my
means
God.
just normal.
Oh my
Let's
God.
see here.
The one, man, today. I mean, it's technically a 10.
I will talk to this, Dunsen of the Wilderness Guard, but again, I am not disclosing information to you guys. I do not have any any. I have not been authorized to disclose to anybody who's been deputized recently.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to talk to him, Bubba, feel free to.
Okay, I talked to him.
Okay. He goes, all right. So apparently the guy's name, since your friend seems so insistent, and you are part of the Wilderness Guard. I can tell from your garb and stuff. So I'll go. Whatever you do with the information, it's completely and totally up to you. But anyways, his name was Raddad Dustar. Rabaddaster.
One more time. R-A...
Rabad. Last name Dustar. Dastard. Daster.
Okay.
Yeah, Remy, and yeah, they got it both written out.
Holy shit! No, hold on. Is that a B or a D in the middle?
Oh, B, not D.
Okay,
Feugy has it, you don't. Sorry,
got it.
I didn't realize that at first.
Thought he was a
So,
rad dad.
Rabad Dastar. Or Daster. Yeah. So,
That's
anyways,
kind of a badass name.
Well, rest in peace because he's dead. What good does that name do him anymore?
alright.
I mean, you could always use that name for later for a disguise name.
What is this guy referring to? I know I was AFK. What are you guys trying to get?
Hey,
The
so
body
Bubba,
that was hung.
Okay.
yeah, you were at the table, right, when we were all discussing, like, shit, I need to sign this note. I don't know his name.
Oh,
And then
okay,
I was
gotcha.
like, hold on, I will ask Remy to get the name, and I awaken mind him. And it didn't work. And then you came up and showed your badge and was like, I'll handle this.
Okay.
So, do you head back over at
Yeah, I'm gonna head back over and give it to you and let you all have it.
All right. Roll. Okay, with the information and ready to write it up, roll me a forgery dexterity.
So my forgery kit.
Forgery kit with dexterity as your
Oh, okay.
stat.
Yeah.
28.
Yeah. Nice roll.
Yeah, looking at the letters and assuming on how his letters are written to sign his name, this seems to be as far as you can tell, the only thing that you're not absolutely sure on, but you have a fairly good feeling that you might be pretty close, is the signature for the name.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually know how he signs his name, so...
Yep, that is your only bit of information that you're kind of freehanding. But other than that, the rest of it looks spot on to his mannerisms of writing, his the style of his writing down to a T.
And real quick, kind of off real quick, because Aster was worried about how his character was playing out to mine. The reason why I was AFK is it was driving me crazy, so I went back and I kind of rewatched how it went. So, looked like we went with the poster thing when I was in the alley. Came to the conclusion that following you all and how you guys were acting, I did not feel like you guys were malicious. And insight checks when we went back to the room did acknowledge that you were an assassin to me. But based on insight checks and what you all divulged, I don't feel you were doing any malicious activities. So regardless of what a poster said and what my character said, his utmost importance, because he grew up on the streets in this town, his main priority is fixing the town. And you all, through the insights, my character believes your intentions are pure, and that's why he's taking you under your wing. So, Aster, based on what you told me, I know what town's claiming you to be, and you've shown me your skills. But at that aspect, so far to my knowledge, you haven't done anything malicious or murdering in this town to not want to help the city. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're saying that Dunsen is aware of
what you can do, because you did show me. Yes, he's aware of what you can do, but your intentions as far as malicious to him, because his main priority is the city, I do not feel your group is malicious. So whatever your assassins, whatever it is, so far to his knowledge, you haven't killed anybody in the town, and you guys really
You're
do
on our
want
side.
Right.
And
that's
that's correct, yeah.
So that's where my
understanding.
Okay, that's yeah.
Yeah.
So because I was like, okay, I know you're assassin, but like as far as my character concerns, what they're writing as far as menaces he doesn't care, because he's taking charge of you. So whatever you guys do, if you are doing something, and because you guys told half truths in some of the things.
Yeah.
So that's why he's kind of taking charge and responsibility, and he feels if you guys are going to be ill, it's in your guys' shadow at every step anyway. So it's kind of what he's going with.
Okay, thanks, Bubba. Yeah, that was driving me up a wall. I was like,
that was driving me nuts too, because I was like, wait, malicious? Because I was like, okay, I kind of, and I think part of the
didn't actually do anything wrong, really.
Yeah, and part of the confusion that went, I remember, because that wasn't in the video really. At some point, is I guess you were disguised, but somehow I recognized the poster, but we still went with it anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we went with it, but we went with it. So sorry, that was eating at me, and that's why I had to find that out. That was driving me nuts. So
yeah, I figured that was your into the group, was basically like, I don't know, Hesper or something told you that, hey, this guy is the wanted guy, and I figured that was like your into the group to get you to follow us.
I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys a note. Hesper, I know it's not at this point, but I'm going to being as I'm with them and they know that I'm a guard, I did let them know. I let you guys know that they wanted me to tell you, right? And being as she saw the note, I'm just saying Sigmund's the paranoid one. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to let them know that.
Okay.
He's the reason why I'm following. So. All right. I feel better.
Yeah, Bubba, let's grab a cold one after this. No.
Seriously.
Oh, by the way, are we gonna say that Bubba's mouse found the note, and that it's linked to?
So that's the next step. Is we got to figure out how we plant this, because I think it's either that we like bring it up to him and be like, "Hey, we found this," or we plant it somewhere and call Geralt over and say we found this, which I think is a little bit too like on the nose and suspicious.
How about this, Hesper? Since I grew up on the streets, obviously I would know some of the homeless or whatever. What if in this situation I just find the note due to one of the homeless or whatever happened upon it? I'll use that story
Yeah.
and say, hey, this note was found during this time based on my urchin contacts.
I have another idea.
Sure.
Okay.
I could pickpocket this guard and insert the note into his pockets.
What's
But
your
then
sleight of
how
hand?
But how is he gonna
13.
find it later?
Okay, you beat me by 1.
What? You have 12?
My character grew up on the streets. He was an urchin. So,
I had to triple class to get this. Damn it.
anyway, sorry. Whichever way we want to go with it.
But how is it gonna explain that he got it? Like he's gonna be suspicious if he finds it in his pocket.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good one.
Okay, so we have a whole like gestalt of options here. We can plant the note in the street somewhere. We can plant the note on this guy. We can just walk up and tell Geralt, "Hey, we found this." We can. He's probably heavily watched, but we can plant the note on Geralt. There's so many options.
It
I think
sounded
our
like
best
somebody
bet-
was making a. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you guys forgot about this or something. If it sounded like one of you guys were talking about using Squeaker to somehow deliver the note at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, that was my suggestion, but an urchin's fine too.
An urchin is fine too.
Yeah.
Does the city guard, are they aware of my infatuation with mice?
You have an infatuation with
Because-
mine.
Remember,
That's,
it's Squeaker's the 14th, so I love
Oh
my
my
mice.
goodness.
So,
because of you being a wilderness, you basically the wilderness guard. You to the main city, not a whole lot other than what you do is known, because you spend like 99% of your time
Okay.
out there rather than in town. Just like sort of like how certain things in town you're not quite sure about. So
Well,
more than likely, unless he actually saw your mouse out and about, which he didn't seem like he did, just because he's
Okay.
been busy with his other shit. He probably, there's a possibility, but it's low.
how about this? If we're going to have Squeakers kind of bring the note, can we have him somehow bring the note to a corner and kind of draw attention to himself, like it's just a random mouse squeaking and nibbling on the corner of a piece of paper and get his attention, and then run away? Guy coming up
I have one nit to pick with this.
Yes.
It seems like everyone in town is aware that there isn't really a fauna presence.
So like it'd be
Like
one
Squeaker
mouse
is
out
the
of-
only live animal we've seen.
So maybe you should step out for a second and then be like a little urchin, give it to you outside, and then give him the note. So
They're gonna
talk to
question
Squeaker.
the urchin though.
Well, the urchin won't be there.
Yeah,
Just my
but
deception sucks.
okay.
Just to let you know.
Well, because I was saying
That's
like,
my
what if-
only concern.
Yeah.
'Cause I know he's going to have a deception check. And
Yeah,
instead
I
of me
mean,
just
like, I
dropping
have a
off-
high
instead of me just
deception.
Instead of me just dropping off evidence saying, hey, one of my contacts gave this to me, I'm just dropping this off for evidence.
Yeah, I have a high
Okay.
deception. Like, I probably could just walk up to Geralt and be like, "Here you go, I found it." But, like, I want to do it, right? You know?
Well, if you did it, I mean, if you had a high deception, we can give you the note and say, hey, one of, and because I'm just taking charge, you can just say, one of Dunsen's urchin contracts dropped this off, so we're just handing it in for evidence.
Yeah. Let's just
And
do
you
that.
can hand it to him, and I'll just agree.
Yeah,
Whatever. If he asks a question.
let's do that.
Because my deception's -1.
-1.
My character
Yeah.
must not tell a lie.
I have a 7. So.
All right. So essentially, coming up with your plan. Halfway through your plan, it seems like the guard seems to, or actually no. Let's make it the tail end of your plan. The guard basically seems to be like, okay, that's all the information that I need. I will go ahead and get out of your hair so you can now serve your patrons. And he turns, heads towards the door, and he thanks her for her time and heads out.
Okie dokie.
As
Well, since I don't know that the forgery is done, like,
Look, guys, I'm about to order our drinks.
yeah, and you notice that Eldrin is just kind of like, oh, that was exhausting. Like, it's kind of like the last thing she was expecting. And, a little worried since she somewhat knew the guy.
And also, the guys who created the circumstances that led to his death, walked into the bar as she was being questioned about it.
Yeah.
So I know you might not want to talk about it, but so what do they think happened?
Oh, it's more of this Shadow Menace stuff.
That
Trying to
bastard.
figure out who he is and trying to figure out what his connection is to why this pandemic would have been released and going from there. And
What do
seems
you
like I
think
gotta
about
ask the
this
same
Shadow Menace?
question. Currently, I wish I never would have heard of him. I have a headache hearing about him. I swear, I've had to
Start
ask.
dying.
Had to answer the same question like 10 times at this point.
Yeah, it gives me a headache too, honestly. So I guess we can skip the pleasantries. What do they know?
Like I said, they think it's the Shadow Menace, and just trying to get the information. It seems like they're trying to just gather all the information that they can to just deduce what's going on. Other than that, I really couldn't glean anything else off of him.
Well,
I mean,
what were you gonna
go
say?
ahead, she's just like, honestly, I think I might just call it a day here today and lock up shop. If you guys absolutely want to drink real quick, I don't mind getting you guys a drink, but I think as soon as you guys leave, I'm going to go ahead and lock up. I'm just worn out from this, and I just don't want to deal with any other shenanigery.
How about I buy you a drink? Sound like you need
That's
one.
nice. That's nice, theory, but if I want to, if I really want to drink, I can get one myself. But it's very nice of you to offer, at least, though. Like I said, she seemed very exhausted, both mentally and physically, from this.
Well, okay, I guess we'll get out of here. Let you get some rest.
Okay, well, anywho, it was nice to see you guys. Just wish it was under better circumstances.
Oh, well,
And
I'm sure we'll be back under better circumstances. Yes, this is our friend Dunsen. He's very helpful.
Well, maybe next time I can get to know you a little better, Dunsen. But right now, I'm gonna take a me day.
That sounds great, honestly. Like, prop the feet up, get like a little bubble bath going.
Alright. Well, she kind of gives you a nod and just kind of very much. Well, as soon as you guys leave, I'll go ahead and lock up. Kind of look, not trying to shoo you guys out immediately, but kind of giving you the sooner,
Hint.
the quicker
I
I can
think we
to
get
this
the
me
hint
day.
and we start to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head out, kind of plot your. Because it'd be funny just to kind of just walk out and walk right over the Geralt. So you guys just kind of seem to
Play cool, be
kind of
cash.
kind of hang out a little bit. You watch her lock up, plan your little route, walk your route around, and eventually walk back to Geralt with your plans of deceiving him that this note here is something that was found. So yeah, you guys walk back up to Geralt. Geralt, again, very busy with his work. Doesn't seem to notice you guys is once again approaching.
Mm-hmm. Some player information for you, Hesper.
Mm-hmm.
What is the proximity of the Siren Song Tavern to the we'll say the crime scene?
That is probably about maybe 200 feet, possibly 300, somewhere in that range, 200 to 300 feet.
Okay.
Maybe the wind could have blown it.
Yeah, I'm thinking honestly, like maybe we found some boxes or something in this alley here, and we pulled them as we like pushed them aside, and then we found this, like kind of
Alright.
sticking
Okay.
out. Does that work for
All right.
everybody?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So, like I said, Gerald's not paying attention. You'll have to hail him again if you want to get his attention.
Hail, Gerald,
Uh,
my friend. How's the headache?
he turns towards you. He seems to have his head up to his hand. You notice the one guard that was in the tavern seems to be there, kind of talking to him, getting the information. He seems to go ahead and quiet the guard for a moment.
Hold on. I want to back it up. Back it up. I do not want to do this if I recognize that guard.
Okay, so you want to wait until after that guard? Okay, so
Yeah, I think so. That doesn't seem like
you
a good idea.
all right? So you wait for a while for him to get done talking to that guard. He hands some paperwork to that guard, and that guard heads off. You don't know where he's going, but he eventually ends up heading off. So now we'll go ahead and have you hail
Yeah.
Gerald.
Blah blah blah. How's the headache? Yeah.
Yep. It turns towards you guys, kind of gives you a wave, just kind of like, geez, this is a whole entire clusterfuck.
Well, hopefully this helps, friend. Found this poking out of some boxes in an alleyway.
Okay. He goes ahead and he's like, "What are you talking about?" As you hand him the note.
I do that.
Okay, I'm just checking something real quick. Yeah, he seems to look over the note, reads over it. Interesting. And you found this, and you kind of tell him where it's at, and he kind of points over in that direction. So you found this over there. Yeah, I guess it could have blown over that way during the night. Looks like this part was blown out of proportion at least. Well, at least that gives you a little bit less to worry about here. Um, I'll have one of my men go send this up to the central bastion. Uh, and I guess I will focus on the investigation on why somebody caused the guard that was guarding the guarding part of the warehouses to chase and follow a version of Grand Qua into the bay. At least I don't have to worry about this anymore. Anywho, I better head down that way and take a closer look at that investigation. Thank you for your service, and like I said earlier, I'll see if I can get that paperwork pushed through a little bit sooner. But knowing Gasket Brook, I'm probably not going to be able to.
Well, we look forward to your assistance. Our matter assisting you and your whole town.
Well, again, it's greatly appreciated. I swear, if I didn't have to deal with this, I'd probably go get a drink. So you just kind of, that's like the last thing that you hear as he walks away.
Oh, well, we just came from Siren Song. She just closed up shop early. I think your friend gave her a bit of a headache as well.
Well, with this circumstance, it's very understandable. Probably a good thing, don't have to worry about that temptation. Anywho, I bid you adieu unless you guys need me for something else later on. I'll probably be dealing with for the next couple hours over at the over at the port district, over at the other investigation scene. I would say about this time, probably about noon, currently. So
Wow, that killed no time at all. Okay.
noon, 1:00, somewhere
Yeah,
there.
lunchtime.
I mean, it's still, yeah, you guys left at 9, so 9, 10, 11, 12, about 4 hours. Yeah, if you guys wanted to, you guys can wait at the Snow Tier Inn and then go over to that area of town. Unless you guys have something else you want to do.
I did want to say on Bubba's behalf, it feels like we're kind of in between big moments here. If we want to just cut it off now, or
if they go to the Snow Tier Inn to wait, if we're gonna cut it off, if they go to Snow Tier Inn to wait on the Hangman Laughing, if we're ending it off here, I'm just gonna let them know I am gonna go see that stupid bureaucrat that wants a bunch of paperwork to do, and I'm gonna start that shit so that we can be beyond curfew.
Ooh.
Okay.
So if they're gonna wait in that time, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, we can definitely go through and we'll just kind of speed through that.
And I'm over here playing the long con, implicating him and driving one of his workers to suicide.
So like I said,
Ryan for president.
So Dunsen goes ahead and heads towards the the central bastion, being let in, and actually all the way to the keep because that's where this guy works. So as you make your way over to the keep, we'll just go through this. You go through and fill out the paperwork. The travel time, filling out the paperwork, it's probably about 5:00 by the time you get done filling out all this nonsensical fucking paperwork.
Okay.
And traveling back to Snow Tier Inn to let them know that you filled it out. The rest of you just been hanging out in your room or getting a bite to eat, all that fun stuff. You guys decide to get a bite to eat. I would say it'd be about 5 silver each, so 2 pieces of gold. Maybe even Dunsen grabbed a bite to eat. So if you guys want, if somebody wants to pay 2 gold, 5 silver, or if you each want to pay 5 silver, do whatever you guys want.
I'll pay.
I'll cover it.
Okay.
I'll leave the tip and 3 gold.
3 gold? Okay. If you want the change back for 5 silver, feel free to. Otherwise, unless you're leaving for tips. So you guys have a meal. It's decent. It's what you expect here at the Snow Tier. If you wanted a dinner meal before you guys decided to go, again, that'll be the same price for another 2 gold, 5 silver. But like I said, just trying to make this as quick as possible. Otherwise, we'll wait until before 7:00, just enough time to head up to the Hang Laughing Man area.
So with this, do we want to cut it off here, or do we want to go ahead? Because I'm going to be. I got to get off of here in half an hour. That's up to
I
y'all.
think we can at least get you guys into the black market area and then go from there on the next visit.
Okay.
So that way you guys are actually into something interesting instead of trying to get something interesting. If that
I
makes
feel
sense.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I thought you guys were just going to wait in the snow tier inn until the meetup time. But anyways, all right. So, you guys make your way over to the area around the Hang the Laughing Man. There we go. I need that for a second. The area, as you start to get closer, like I said, starts to get more and more kind of run down. Eventually, you get to that kind of divide that you see here on the map. And you notice, and Dunsen would have already known this, but you guys notice that this part of the town that the Hang the Laughing Man is in is actually partially sunken, like a good 2 feet down compared to the normal part. It just all of a sudden drops down into a slope at this point.
Ooh.
Not sure why, but it is what it is. As you guys make your way over to the Hang the Laughing Man, it seems to sound a little rowdy inside. But other than that, you guys are waiting outside are currently standing outside the Hang the Laughing Man. The streets here are very much kind of dark and dingy. Buildings are a little run down. Um, occasionally you hear people like off in the distance kind of like coughing. Just not a very good to do about in this area. This kind of seems like where all the quote unquote undesirables get shipped to.
So it's this part of the episode where I open up the door and just go, "Oh my god!" and then the credits start rolling.
Not quite. All right. So what are you guys wanting to do? Outside the door to the Hang the Laughing Man.
Go in, meet my contact.
Yeah, I think we walk in like we own the place.
All right.
Yeah.
Last time that
Walking
happened,
in,
we all got super drunk.
Walking in,
Alright.
head kind of held up, kind of high, like you guys own this place. As you guys open the doors confidently, looking in, the people kind of look at you. Kind of goes a little bit quiet. You kind of hear the off in the distance. Where eventually everybody just kind of like doesn't seem like anybody that's a big deal, and just kind of goes back to the way things were. Not really paying you guys too much mind. A couple of people seem to be eyeing you guys, especially for those who have perception 18 or high, passive perception 18 or higher. I know somebody or a couple
Me.
people kind of eyeing you, kind of thinking about, some of these people look kind of rich. I wonder if I can possibly make some money off of them. Looking around Dunsen, I would say currently in like this kind of like bar central area, you do not see your contact.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let them know that I do not see the contact, but I'm gonna go grab it.
Like I said, you do know that there's rooms upstairs and stuff, like actual like staying rooms and stuff. So
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna let them
okay.
know that I'm gonna go check the place to see if my contact is here. So hang
okay,
tight. I'll be back.
I'm gonna ask for the big cat in the room. Is there a tabaxi in the crowd?
your passive perception should be
I have a 17.
yeah. I'm trying to think if this would be. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go off your passive perception on this. No, there's no tabaxi in here. It's mostly the quote unquote normal races. So humans, a couple of dwarfs. Some have gotten here really down on their luck. Kind of elves are here.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of halflings, some gnome, like a gnome or two. Just what you've usually seen in this town. Very common to do, folk. Nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, so how are you going about searching for your contact, Bubba?
You said there's rooms. Are there inns upstairs? There.
Yeah, the Hang the Laughing Man is like a bar on the bottom floor, and there's like
Yeah.
2 floors above, or actually 3 floors above. It's a very tall, kind of thin building.
Yeah.
Um,
So real quick, outside of my character's normal, like how before he was in the guard, because we didn't go over this. How
Mhm.
well does mine, like, obviously, as whatever my entire life before I got on the guard, how well do I know this area? Like, do I
mm,
know like the normal demeanor? Like, would I know the barkeep normally, or
you probably aren't familiar with a lot of the people. Maybe you might have been more earlier on in your life, but
I
not
mean,
so much now.
the owner, like the
The
person
owner.
who owns it.
I mean, yeah, you know the owner. And you can see him. He's currently working behind the bar, filling up an occasional drink. He's an older human, in his 50s.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask him if he's seen somebody with Eris's description.
Okay. All right. So you walk up.
Since I've known him.
Yeah. Uh, you were a kid, so I thought you mostly you don't you never really got to know like his first name or anything like that. So all you really know him by is his last name, which is Clear Punch.
Wait, my point of contact or the bar?
The bar, the guy who
Okay.
owns the place.
Okay.
Yeah. You know his last name is Clear Punch.
Okay.
And you walk up to him, and you kind of know just from the feeling of this town that if you don't get the information that you want right away, generally some money will generally tend to loosen the lips of people around here. As you go up and start giving the description of him, he goes, I'm sorry, but
I'm
I
already giving
can't
him 5 gold.
divulge." Oh,
5 gold was
well,
with the question.
I do think that your friend is here. Let me check. Yes, he's up in the third floor, room 303. I mean,
Is Ryan able to see what's
yeah,
going on from here?
it depends on how close you are to him.
Ryan's just like, these aren't my people.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Eris, he paid me some good money for that room, so and he pockets the coin, and it's like you should be able to find him up there.
Okay, and I thank him, and then I give him
Just don't cause me any trouble that might. Even though they generally don't tend to come around here, I'd much rather not have to deal with any of the guards, because at this point you know this area. You're kind of covered up, not showing your guard garb, because you already know this.
Mhm.
It's like a bad area for guards.
Yeah. So I tell him, I was like, thank you for your time, Mr. Clear Punch. Here's another 5 gold for your silence.
Well,
So generous.
as they say, silence is golden.
That they do. So I go back and I let them know if they want to come upstairs with, more than welcome to.
Okay, yeah. So up to you guys if you guys want to follow him upstairs.
Will your friend be spooked out to have company?
Negative. Mr. Squeakers was gave good information.
Okay, let's all go in then.
All right. So as you guys head up, and get to the room 303, before you is the room. I'm assuming Dunsen's gonna knock and announce himself, or
Yeah, I'm
how are you
gonna
doing
announce
this?
myself first. I'm gonna knock on the door and just say, Eris, you there?
You hear clacking of the lock and the other lock and another lock. Bad part of town. Doors have lots of locks on them, like 3 locks. She cracks open the door to kind of peer out just to make sure. And he looks over at you and he's like, "Ah, yes, Dunsen, you son of a bitch.
How have you
Always
been,
asking me for
Davis?
help." Well, been healing up after the last time that you asked my help. I mean, you did technically catch my ass on fire, but, I've known you long enough. You got me out of a couple scrapes. I'm not. Well, I am butthurt about it, but you know what I mean. And as
Well,
he
that's what
undoes
happens
the
when your ass
chain,
is on fire.
yes, very much, Dunsen. I swear, sometimes you're way too literal. Anyways, and then he kind of looks around. He's like, "Wait, you didn't say that there were others. Is everything okay? I'm not going to have anything."
They are savory folk. They're actually the reason why I asked for this meeting. They have some information that they need to get off of the market.
Okay, he seems a little bit cautious, but he does open the door. He's like, "Okay, well, I guess come on in."
Hi, nice to meet you. Dunsen here said that I'm a savory person, but I think I'm more of an exotic umami. My name is Ryan.
Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, right. So your letter said, as you get in, he closes the door, and he's like, "Anyways, your letter said you wanted access to the black market. Um, I can probably definitely get you access there. Though once you're in, you know how things are in there. I can't help you beyond that point.
Of
Once you're
course.
in there, it's yeah. I will tell you with things that are going on, it is chaos down there. I will tell you that much for sure. Uh, anyways, right. As I was saying, you, you do know where yeah, I would say because of your stuff and stuff like that. He's like, "Yeah, I know you know where the entrance is at. I'm just surprised that you actually want in there. You usually never want anything to do with wanting in there. You generally want me to generally bring stuff out of there, but you must have your reasons." Anyways, right. So you're going to go to the door and you're going to knock 3 times, wait a second, and then knock twice. After doing that, the slide on the door will open up, and you are going to the person's not going to say anything. He's just going to look at you. You're going to want to take your right hand, put it over your left eye, and tell him that your sight might be bad. You would like to procure an ointment to fix that. And as I said before, the door is underneath Oath's apothecary.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot better than me catching my ass on fire. But yeah, be careful down there, and don't let them know that I gave you the information on how to get in there, Dunsen. Don't let them know that you're a guard, because I don't know what they'll do if they find out about that.
Do not worry, my friend. I have disguises.
Yeah, well, anyways, good luck to you, and I'll be back on my business. And I'm sure you got your business you need to get to, so he kind of goes ahead and opens the door and heads on out and bids you farewell for now. Since he knows if you need something again, you know how to fucking find him. So
Yeah, well, before he leaves, I'm going to give him 10 gold. Thank you for his time.
oh, well, this will definitely go a long way around here, as you
Of
know.
course. Always appreciate it, Eris. Thank you.
Not a problem. Like I said, just don't catch my ass on fire again, and everything will be great.
I'll do my best.
All right. So now armed with the information, I'm assuming you guys are just going to be like, "Well, got the information. Let's head to the black market."
I can tell you're just so excited, Hesper, so out with it.
Okay. So again, it takes a little bit of travel. You guys eventually get to the front entrance. With the information that you have in tow, you guys need to use what you know to get in.
All right. I go to the door. I knock 3 times. I wait 1 second. I knock twice.
Okay. After that second knock, you kind of hear like a, sounds like a chair scooting on the ground. It's like, and you hear footsteps, and you notice like a pair of like beady eyes, dark beady eyes staring back at you.
I put my right hand over my left eye and say, "My sight might be bad, but I'd like to procure an ointment to fix it."
Kind of nods, slides the door. You hear like probably 5 or 6 locks unlocking. You hear the door like open up, go, and like before you is a very big, menacing face painted kind of black, so it's hard to see. But you notice it is like a giant orc standing there. 2 swords at his arm, 2 swords at his belt, like a bandolier of daggers, and a like crossbow on his back. And as you looking as the door opens up, you notice off to the other side there seems to be a goblinoid, and he's standing up on the table, and he goes, "Yes, yes, come on, hurry up, get in here, come on. We don't have all day."
And I suppose we all file in? Is that cool here? Or do we all have to... Okay.
Yeah, you all get into like this room. The orc shuts the door, kind of standing there, arms crossed in front of the door. He's like, all right. So you obviously want to come down here to the black market." And is looking at this goblin. He like doesn't have a left arm. He's like missing his left arm. Long fingernails on his right hand. You can definitely tell this is kind of like this is probably like the seediest part of Dunreen. And he's wearing like a probably at one time was a really nice vest. Now it's covered in stains and it's tattered and shit. But this goblin's still like, hey, I'm very like fucking swagger and pimp in this coat. And he's like, all right. So before we can let you in, obviously, we gotta check for a few things. Let's see here, and you see kind of scouring around on the table. Because of the way things are, right. Hey, Orth, go ahead and check them. Make sure they don't have anything that I would consider fun. As Orth just kind of walks up, gets his hands out, and he is going to procedurally each one of you kind of pat you down. I'm guessing no response. You go ahead and let him do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna wiggle a little bit because I don't like being touched without permission.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah. He's just like patting down your sides, patting like where he would assume pockets would be and stuff like that. And as soon as he does that, as the goblin's kind of scurrying around on the table trying to find some stuff, he's gathering some stuff with his one hand, putting it in a pile, and he picks up like an awkward-looking stone as Orth gets done, and he just kind of turns towards him and like, "Nothing, boss." And he's like, good. We don't need any of that. Now, just to make sure that we don't have any other issues, yeah, we'll have to go ahead and do that. So he goes ahead, gets the stone. He's like, I need each one of you to, step forward here. Before I can let you in, I got to put the stone up to your head. And if we have any issues, I'm going to have to go ahead. And as he taps his like left foot near the pile, you notice that it's like a bunch of collars with like other stones on them and stuff. He's like, I'm gonna go have to, if I find an issue, instead of making sure that you can't enter, it's easier to let you enter, but make sure that you're restrained from doing anything that's gonna cause us any issues. So how are you guys lining up to get checked by this goblin with the stone?
I will go first.
All right.
I'll go second.
All right. So that's Ryan, Roux,
I'll go third.
Raine.
Then me.
All right, and Dunsen last. Got it. Okay, so he takes the stone and he holds it up to Ryan's head. He goes, yes, I'm going to have to do that. And he puts the stone in his pocket, grabs with his right hand the collar, balances on his right foot, kicks up his left leg to the left side, to the right side of your head, uses his foot to hold the collar there as he clicks the collar around your neck.
So, I'm curious, what'd you find on me?
Well, we don't want people causing more issues than what we already have to deal with down there with the structural integrity of our fine establishment. So we neutralize those who cast magics.
Well, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. When you leave, though, we'll definitely take it off of you. Don't try to leave with it on, though, or try to take it off, or you'll get a nice little present surprise.
I might have a favor for you later.
Oh?
While we're
Well,
talking about magical collars and things.
Well, as they say, can only do, gold tends to lubricate the wheels. But anyways, onto the next one, right? So and he holds up the stone to you, Roux. Obviously finds magic. Once again, grabs another collar, kicks up his left leg, and attaches the collar to your neck as it kind of locks into place. Let's see here. Next up was Raine. Finds magic on you. Again, another collar, kicking up his left leg, clicking it in place. Remy, he holds up the stone. He goes, yes, my kind of guy. Yes, the brute kind. Not much to worry about from you now, is there, little? Well, you're about, he's taller than me. Not much to worry about from you, though, my stocky friend.
He keeps all of his magic in his muscles.
One of those muscle mages I hear about. Interesting.
He's a muscle wizard.
Well, definitely like to see how that works at one of these points, but right now I got a job to do. Very much a job to do. And anyways, last one of you, the folk and the guy in the back with the beard, right? And picks up the stone, holds it up to your head. Obviously detects magic because you're a ranger, and slaps a collar around your neck. And goes, like I said, as you guys leave through any of our luxurious, exits around here, just make sure to let them know that you got the collar on. They'll remove it from you so you don't get that, as I say, pleasant surprise. Sometimes I just like getting the pleasant surprise myself. Wait, you guys didn't hear that out loud. But anyways,
Hesper, naughty boy.
You guys are now good to enter. Now that we have that all situated, and we won't have any other issues down here. As Orth goes over and opens up the, unlocks the other door and opens it up, and lets you guys into the next part. As you guys enter, closes the door behind him and locks. You guys are following. It's kind of dim and dimly lit. You follow this stair path, the stone stairs, like down. Feels like you guys are going down quite a ways. It has to be like maybe 80 feet or more. And as you guys eventually get to the opening, starts brightening up a little bit as you look out. You notice that you guys are now in a cavern. Yeah, as soon as I get done explaining this, we'll probably go ahead and end the session. But you guys find yourselves in a large cavern. Very much seems to be held up. As you look up, you notice that part of the. You notice that at one point there were stone stalagmites and tights that have managed to get together and create columns that have seemed to have broken for one reason or another, which probably explains the shift in the town being down.
Mm-hmm.
As you look around, and it very much seems like the people who have created this black market here, it doesn't look like it's been here as long as the upper part of town, but is very much like those like high schoolers trying to prop up a falling building so they have somewhere to hang out. It's not the best construction, but it seems to be holding for now at least. As you guys look around, looking down and about upon the opening expanse of the black market, noticing a few buildings either being ramshackled kind of shacks or lean-tos, or even what seems to be a lot more of an endeavor of carving entryways to create buildings into the sides of this cavern. A stream of water seems to run through here as well. A lot, and you notice that a lot of the light that's generated around here seems to be generated from like kind of like a fluorescent, glowing bluish mushroom.
Ooh.
Actually, a mixture of fluorescent, glowing blue and purple mushrooms. So it definitely kind of has this, along with torches. So there's torch fire and mushroom light illuminating this entire chamber. Looking down and about, you notice, not only the usual races that you see in Dunreen, but you notice other races and such. You notice a plethora of things that you didn't notice above: goblins, orcs, half orcs. You notice even patrolling around down here, a kobold in what he probably considers very shiny and good-looking armor, but it's actually pretty ramshat. It's pretty shoddy. But for a kobold, it looks like he's walking around in full plate, and scurrying around in the shadows behind him seems to be a whole fucking horde of kobolds. Just kind of, following him around for one reason or another. Unsure.
Oh, that's adorable.
Like I said, just every sort of race. And let's see here. Yeah, I would say from where you guys are at with the position of everything, passive perception, because you guys are kind of on the loud. Actually, roll perception checks, everybody. This is going to be like the last main roll. Oh, okay, all right.
Well, Aster, you see everything.
Okay, so Roux and Ryan very much taken in by this, trying to get the idea of the sites. Remy and Raine, not so much Dunsen, because Dunsen doesn't really know what he's looking for, but nothing out of the ordinary for Dunsen other than, the seedy shit that's going on down here. Remy and Raine, you do notice that over across the way, what looks like a tavern that's been carved into the cliffside, and that the second and third floors of this tavern, which could also possibly be a inn, have a balcony hanging off of the outside. And on the balcony of the third floor, you do notice two figures, fairly tall, covered in hair or fur.
Ooh.
And that is where we'll leave off.
Okay.
Kitties.
Kitties.
All right. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good luck at work tomorrow, friend.
It's gonna be a long 2 weeks. That's all I can say.
Oof.
Well, fortunately, you won't have to worry about D&D for a little while, since next week we're not convening, and the week after that I will probably not have my computer.
It'll be a short 2 weeks for me because I will have no weekly milestone with which to tell time.
Yeah.
So now that the session's over, hi Hesper. I noticed that I never ended up having to roll deception checks. Was Joel just like that sore in the head?
I was basing his insight check and intelligence check versus your forgery,
Yeah.
and your forgery looked legitimate enough to pass off. So,
Wow.
yeah. Plus the other stuff that you guys have been talking about, there was a lot of shit that stacked in your favor, basically. So,
I can't believe that. Like, I thought we went about that the most suspicious way we possibly could. But, you know.
with everything that's going on and stuff like that, you know, sometimes it's just like, okay, fine. I'm just kind of at the point of, it's fine. I'm just going to do that.
You're all just like, I'm just so fucking tired.
Pretty much. It's a good explanation. But anyways.
All right, well, good night, guys.
Good night, man.
Take care.
Good night.
Oh, wow. Everybody really ditched really quick. I was going to ask how everybody liked the session, but...
It was a good session.
Okay.
I'm kind of glad we're ending pretty early. It was a long day, so I'm going straight to bed.
Yeah, I don't know how many of us are actually feeling it tonight, but it was a good session, man.
Yeah, you know, I tried pulling what I could together and stuff, and sorry about being late.
And Bubba just yelled he thought it was a good session, too.
Awesome. Thanks, Bubba.
Good night.
Take care. So, yeah,
I've been thinking about this for a while, and I was about to pull the fucking trigger on it tonight, but I didn't feel like I had a good enough reason to with everything going on. But like, there's something nagging at me. Like, I really want to reveal my identity as the wanted man to Durin. Or no, not what's it? Eldrin.
Oh, Eldrin, yeah. But her whole entire I'm just not feeling it and stuff like that probably is just like, yeah, probably better to wait till another time.
That, and I haven't
figured out how you're gonna do it.
Yeah. That we haven't really headed in that kind of direction yet. Or I feel like with the introduction of Bubba's character, we're actually like heading away from it now. What I originally was thinking was putting up my wanted posters with invisible ink notes, basically saying like to whoever can read this, the Shadow Menace is actually the Shadow Messiah, and he's your friend. Meet at this X place at X time, and I was going to use Siren Song Tavern for that. And in doing so, I would have told Eldrin about it and revealed myself to her. And I was going to see if we could get an army together to go up against, I guess, like this Archmage guy, or whatever's actually going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find something extreme for me to do to like fix my PR problem.
Yeah. So So sounds like we got you to a good point of moving and shaking and doing stuff because you guys are in a good spot. I will definitely tell you I was expecting to do more here at the black market, so I wrote up an actual whole lot of stuff here that you guys could have done.
Yeah, hey, sorry about that. I guess that was mostly me, but like, I have a reason to want to get all these people off my fucking case.
Hey, it's totally, that's, that's the whole point of it being sort of, it's not open world, obviously, but open city.
Yeah.
So you guys can go and do your stuff. Yeah, so... Yeah, I got like a whole bunch of different stuff. I did mention some of it, so you guys have some ideas. Like, there's, like I said, the little kobold and his little fucking army that follows him around and shit like that.
I was thinking it was like a mother duck and all of her ducklings. You know?
Kind of. If you know kobold structure, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basically, kobold structure is if you're the strongest and richest, we follow you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of that mother duck kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, we have and you guys might have a lead with those perception checks that Raine and Remy rolled.
Not me.
I'm pretty sure they would have told you, but anyway, yeah. It was a pretty high perception check. I was surprised that a lot of you actually passed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting probably maybe one or two of you, and I was wondering if one or two of you was going to be Dunsen. If it was only going to be Dunsen. It's like, well, can't reveal that because Dunsen doesn't care about this.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
it's funny. I have so many good mods on all my stats, but I keep rolling that once. The game's just keeping me in check.
Yeah, maybe next time you should have a character with like terrible stats, and maybe you'll just roll 20s for everything. It's because you optimize, and the game's like, no optimization.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I don't treat natural ones as like, and especially on skill checks like I used to, as a super fail.
Yeah. See, that's what I always like to do to make it more interesting, and also for like, I don't know, whenever a player, for me, I always feel like if a player's like, all right, I'd like to search this room for treasure, and they roll a nat 20, I was like, well, there's not treasure, but I guess there is now.
Yeah. Probably if you had like a negative in a stat and you rolled the natural one, then I would do like a really bad, and no proficiency bonuses in it. Then I would probably do like a really, big like for example, if Bubba and his persuasion check or whatever, I think like our Remy and Bubba both have really bad persuasion checks, honestly. But yeah, that first check that Remy rolled, and it was a 3. If he would have rolled a nat 1 with the -1 on there, I'm trying to remember what persuasion check he was trying to run at that point. I think he was trying to persuade at that point to pass up the paperwork and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are in probably a pretty good hotspot for getting into some mischief and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and initiate the others. You got 2 weeks to figure out what the fuck are we doing down here other than looking for mushrooms.
Yeah, well, we found some mushrooms. Be funny if those are it.
Those are not it. I will definitely tell you that much for sure. Because the mushrooms do not glow like that, or are they in that size? Because they are pretty big. Like they are like 2 times the head of 2 times the size of a person's head, like the caps are.
Oh, that's smaller than I thought. Then I thought these were basically like load-bearing shrooms.
They're not
like tree sized.
They're not. Well, they're hanging. Well, maybe there are. Yeah, let's say that there are those like out in the street that are more like tree size, but like the 2-foot ones are the ones that are hanging off the walls.
Yeah,
kind of like makeshift sconces and torches and shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is very much a natural lit with a few torch lights.
Yeah, Hesper. So
black mark.
I know we've been kind of like forgetting to roleplay about this or bring it up every time something goes on with it, but you know what I was asking about, right? With that gobby.
I forget what was going on at the time.
I was like, oh, I might have a favor for you later, and you told me money talks. Yeah, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, you're
no surprise there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I kind of figured that and stuff. I kind of have a feeling what the answer is probably going to be for you, and you're probably not going to like the answer.
Well, I can cut the arm off.
Maybe that's the. Anyways.
Yeah, he's got an arm off.
He's doing
Maybe-
just fine.
maybe he can-
He's learned how to use his fucking foot. It's his other arm.
He can do a persuasion check on me and be like, "Hey, it's not so bad losing an arm."
Club people with the stump of your arm. Oh god, I had a friend who had a girlfriend who was missing her hand. Like
I do still have
from
the
birth.
stream running.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's not that bad. It's not that
Okay,
bad.
okay.
of a thing,
I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
before you get into a personal story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that bad. Anyways, he said something that kind of pissed her off, and she went and she went for the slap with that arm, and he's like, "Oh my god, that is so much fucking worse than getting slapped. It's just like a big ass fucking giant bone smacking you in the side of the face."
Oof.
She's just like, "You dick, rah, smack."
See, that's when you know you fucked up. You get nubbed by someone.
Yeah, because she doesn't have, because she didn't. There's no slack of the wrist with
Yeah,
the slap.
it's just
So
a
it's
punch.
just like he just got. Yeah, he just got. And the thing is with the punch, there's at least a little bit of meat
Like
there. to
extra
cushion it.
surface area.
Yeah, this is just getting fucking clubbed in the face.
Yeah.
There's nothing like other than like a thin layer of skin and bone just smacking him in the face. Anywho, I think they'll go ahead and do it. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way. I'll worry about that other question that I was going to ask at a later date because, like I said, it's going to be a lot more confusing. But I think for the most part, a lot of people are kind of down with the idea about the spell identification, especially during the point of counterspelling, which is what I think is mostly going to be used for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think people are going to enjoy the variant rule on the skill checks of, hey, I want to use strength instead of, because I'm doing this with my intimidation. I want to use strength because I'm intimidating, like breaking his arm or something like that.
You better do what I say, or I'll meet you in the hot dog eating contest.
Do what I say, or I'm gonna gas you to death.
Yeah.
And I had a fucking burrito for I had a sketchy burrito for lunch.
Oh my god.
I don't know. If I heard that, I'd probably be like, "Oh fuck, no! I don't want to get that kind of fart and or possibly shat on."